Hello, and welcome to the first episode of Lawless Spells Again. So I've been thinking a lot how to use YouTube in a beneficial way, and I figured I would start a series where I'm gonna finally build a game, because this is something I've kind of been on a bucket list for a while, but I keep fucking procrastinating all the time. I'm terrible at it. So this is a good way to put some ownership on me and commit to actually finishing the game. So instead of starting from scratch, this is something I started like just when I finished college. So when I finished college and I was kind of in that period of looking for a job, I was playing with something. But this is as far as I got. Now this is essentially a snake clone. So I'm just gonna do a little introduction to the game and then what I'm gonna make and see how it goes from there. All right. So this is how far I got last time. So I want this on the mobile, but it doesn't support mobile yet. So that's one thing we got to do. And as you can see, I tried to do this little googly eye thing that just does not work. And that is terrible. It kind of works a little bit, but then it breaks when I move around like that. But anyway, other than that, it's pretty close to the finished thing, I think. So I think this is something I could do, assuming nothing goes wrong when I put it onto the mobile. So, you know, I have these terrible little sprites, and I have the little fat snake animation when I eat something. I got a high score system that works, and I got a kind of simple menu on the go. But yeah, now it's definitely not perfect. So, like, for example, if I go up here, so this little teleportation is kind of broken at the minute. It's cool, but fuck. How do I'm trying to duplicate an error that I saw before. Before I started recording, I found a bug. Oh fuck! It's not working. All right, I'm gonna cut to when I find the bug. I'm gonna have to get a bit bigger. See, that was it. Yeah, so I can kind of trick it a little bit to break my chain. So if I do a little teleport and then cut in, yeah, there you go. See. And then that breaks the chain, and then once it teleports back, it follows me again and it catches up. But yeah, so that's a bug that I gotta try and figure out. And yeah, that is how far I got. So we're gonna try. So the goal of this series is we're gonna finish this game, and we're gonna fucking put it out somewhere, right? So when I finish, I got a little bullshit restart and a high score here. It saves. So I don't know what my high score is now, but it saves to a file somewhere, and it says high score. Yeah, and then I got this little bullshit menu here that does nothing at the minute except play game and turn it off. Right, so I'm hoping I'm reaching out to a couple of the game dev Reddit. So if any of you guys from here or from there, thanks for joining. I need help. So I was just looking through all the code that I had written before, and it's not pretty. I'm just gonna say that. So we got a couple of things here. I got like this rigid move. This is 2 years ago. This is more than 2 years ago. This is almost 3 years ago now that I think about it. And God, I was so young and reckless. So we got a couple of issues. This is how the rotation happens. Okay, so what happens here is essentially so depending on what key we do, we set which boolean to true, right? So it's fucking weird. I don't really understand why I did it this way. But so we set one of these to true and the rest of them all to false. So I guess we don't want this to get messed up. So when we go to rotation, depending on which one is true, it does that rotate. And then down here we have slurp to do this kind of smooth rotation. So it works, right? It works. But this is kind of wasteful that we have 3 or 4 booleans here. I feel like I could do this with like an enum and I don't know, just a switch statement or something. You know, that's probably more doable. You know, I could just put an enum here instead of all this shit. So we're gonna try and tidy it up a little bit. Here's the googly eyes, which doesn't work. So that's gonna be the first thing we fix, I think. And yeah, it doesn't work. I think this is something that I copied and pasted from somewhere that Yeah, Jesus, look, like just because of all these comments, I don't really write comments out because I'm an idiot. But yeah, so we gotta figure this out and how to do that properly. We got, what is this? This is the food spawn. Oh yeah, so this is how we spawn the food, and I do that fat stomach thing as well, which is it works, at least it's cool. So if my head, the player is the head, so if the head collides with the food, I increase my score, update the text. I don't create a new bit of food. I just teleport the existing food to a different location. So I'm not creating and destroying objects. Then what is random spawn? What the fuck is this? Random food spawn. Is this the... Oh Jesus. Oh, okay. So then this is like the special food, right? Like the multiplier that you was in the classic game. So that's like the orange thing for me. So there's a 1 in, what is that? What's that range? 1 in 10. That's a 1 in 10 chance that it's going to spawn, and then it lasts for 10 seconds, and then depending on when the timer and much time was left, it gives me that score times 5. So that's the big multiplier. And then it does the digest, which is the fat, which I think is here. So then you go to this digest, which this is just like everything's kind of all over the place. I don't know. So this is the number one goal right now, is that I gotta tidy this up and try and get it to make sense. So then it goes to our digest code here, which is a coroutine. So it loops through each body part that I have. It's basically a body part is basically just a list. So it's just going to loop through that list and do different things. So it turns it into a fat sprite, and then it waits. So I guess this is an arbitrary time that I set that made it look like it was staying in the same spot, depending on my movement, my snake movement, which should be its own constant variable, but it's not. So we'll see. Maybe that's another thing I should look at. And then it switched back, so it's moved on past that body part, and then it'll go into the previous one. And we don't make the last one fat because that's the tail. And then we just create a new body part at the end, which it's rough, right? So setting the variables within the new body part to be like, I don't know, this is something, it gets, so it sets the object that's going to follow to the one in front of it, and I guess this sets the tail to be a piece of the body. So the new body is a tail, and it has to set the old tail to be a body sprite, basically. Yeah, it's complicated now, and I haven't even gotten to the worst part yet. Look at this flip side. Oh geez. So this is flipping sides when you hit the border of the screen. Right, so basically what it does here is each one of these is completely duplicate code, so this obviously has to change. So the only difference I can tell here is that which limit we're using. So we got the top limit here and then the opposite limit here. So I have to figure out how to switch this into one smart if instead of this mess. It's kind of crazy. So if it's the player, all we do is we tell the body object before us that it needs to teleport. So it basically, what needs to tell does, it stops it from following us. So when we teleport, if we teleported, the follow code would have made it, instead of the body going straight and teleporting as well, it would turn and go towards us. So what this does is it forces the body to go straight, and then when it teleports, when it hits a body, so this is going to be then the body here in this else. So then when it hits the edge, it tells behind it to do the same thing, and it also returns on it turns off the need telly, so it starts following again. And that it's pretty clever. I'm kind of happy with it, but it's just ugly the way it's implemented. So we got to figure this out as well. And so that's my code, right? Obviously, fuck. There's no where's my thing? There's no organization at all. It's kind of ugly. But so young Lawless, he was so wild and reckless, so wild and free with his lack of folders and no comments and messy code. It's like but so that's it. So I'm gonna try and commit to 3 episodes of this a week, right? I don't know how long it's going to take to finish, but that's what I'm going to try and commit to. And every episode, I have to make one piece of progress, at least one piece of progress that towards finishing the game, one finished task. So that's the goal. That's the goal. We're going to do it. I'm excited, and we're going to get this game on an app store somewhere, please. So what do I have? So a few things to do. Number 1 is I want to fix the googly eyes. So it kind of works for the first one, right? The way it kind of follows it for the first one. But then once it starts teleporting, the eyes just get fucking confused. And it doesn't really work anymore. It doesn't know where it is anymore, I guess. So I can kind of figure out what the issue is. There's the special power up there. So I can kind of see what the issue is. Now, although the follow works, basically it just follows and copies the rotation of whatever's in front of it, right? So what kind of happens is, I have to get a bit more length to me, but what kind of happens is there's this kind of cascading effect. So if you watch I'll get into straight line again, right? So just watch the tail when I get into a straight line. I want to get to it, right? And I go up. It kind of does this kind of so it's not a perfect follow, is what I'm saying. It kind of does this kind of ripple effect, which, you know, when I'm not going fully straight, it's kind of cool because it does mimic the motion of a snake when you end up doing this kind of curvy movement. But it's not what you want the game to be, right? So yeah, so that's something I just kind of come up with myself. I remember way back in the day, but I think I remember there was like an asset on the Unity store to teach you this type of stuff. So maybe it's worth looking in it and trying to find that and seeing. But I would rather do all this myself. So I got to fix the googly eyes. We got to fix the googly eyes. Then we got to get it onto the mobile, more importantly, because there's no point doing this unless none of it works on the phone. So I got to do some mobile stuff and get it onto my phone and see what it looks like then. Then once I know what it looks like on the phone, then do all the artsy shit that I don't like doing. Fucking, so, you know, the tail looks like shit. The fucking, make the snake a little bit better. Add some logos, some sprites, some graphics and shit. Then we gotta look at sound design, and then after I've all that done, I'll do some like bug fixing, and we'll play around with ideas then. So this was the introduction to my game. Alpha Snake is what I'm going to call it, I think, because it's basically going to be an alpha that I'm making. That's why Alpha Snake, get it? And maybe I'll do a sequel called Beta Snake. I don't know. But yeah, thanks for watching. Any advice, feedback, please give it to me. I need it. I need help. Look at this from creating new bodies. Look at this to the side. See all these clones? Like, this can't be good. This can't be a good idea. I don't know. Maybe it is a good idea. I don't fucking know. God damn it. So thanks for watching. Yeah, all feedback, greatly appreciated. And I'm going to get to work. I'll see you next time. Cheers.